everyone, it is Jamie out here with the bees. It is March 1st and very windy and almost 70 degrees, so this will be our first inspection, with the exception of getting in there and making sure they still had fondant and didn't starve to death at the end. Very windy today as well, so I got this little fuzzy guy on a microphone, so hopefully that helps cut out some of the wind. We'll see how that goes and if the bees want to attack it or not, don't know. But this will be our first inspection, getting in the 2 hives up here. The late summer nukes did survive the winter. We kept Hive alive on them since the end of November, I think it was. So now everybody's already talking about swarms, and they've got drones and stuff like that. And I haven't had a good chance to get in there yet. So this is the first good sunny weekend day. So we'll get in there. If they're brooding up really, really well and really filled out that box, I do have other boxes that are up here off to the side to give them some additional room. What I want to do is manage these in single deeps, but put a second deep on there and hopefully build up a lot of extra brood. And then here in the middle of March, split them into 4 colonies. So we'll see how that goes. We'll get in the bees and see what we got. Still got lots of fondant. And a few small hive beetles. Let's see what our traps look like. A few beetles, not bad. That's got about 6 beetles in it, and they're starting to ferment, so we might have to do something there. Still got a little bit of bye-bye beetle bait in it. I think that does as well. So let's see what we got. Probably take this feeding tube off. I don't think I need to put a box on yet. Foundation that is not drawn all the way out. Nothing in it. Nothing in this either. This has got a little weight to it. We have got all kinds of nectar. Look at that honey. Tons of honey. A couple small hive beetles, and we'll try to get. I don't see anything else. We've got a little bit of brood over here. Perfect. And lots of honey. Little bit of brood, eggs, larvae, lots of pollen and honey. There's the queen right in the middle. So she's still there. They're just not brooding up near as fast as I thought they would. Got a big old tan abdomen on her with the green dot right in the middle, so she's still doing good. We do have some brood, just not a ton so far. But they are bringing in all kinds of pollen. And all kinds of nectar. There's some brood. And lots of honey. And got new eggs right up here in the middle. Hopefully you can see where the queen's been. I'll hold that still for a second. All right. So yeah, she's doing good. Well, this is heavy. Almost full of honey. So they're slow to brood up, but we got a flow going on right now. It's probably maple. Whoo! We got lots of bees. And a lot of wind. Yeah, they're coming up hard. Let's get this fondant off of there. Nothing in this. Totally empty. Chance to get rid of a small hive beetle. Full of honey. Nothing else. Tons of nectar on this side. Bee bread, nectar, and honey. Whoa. That's a little odd looking. Lots of drone brood and queen cells or queen cups. Tons of drone brood. They are roaring like crazy. And we've got queen cells over here. 3 of them. 2 of them capped. One that they're working on. To make it through the, and those aren't down low, they're not swarm cells. Don't see the queen, and no brood. Don't see the queen, and no brood. This is where brood should be, and we're full of honey. Absolutely full of honey. This is not looking good. Had condensation on the sidewalls. Okay, I'm gonna look for the queen one more time real quick. So our bees made it through the winter, but I don't think our queen did. But they've got queen cups that are either emergency cells or supersedure cells. They're not swarm cells, nothing that I've seen by any means. And again, so they got plenty of food, they're not gonna starve. No wonder they're not taking the sugar syrup. And there is nothing else in here, so I'm gonna leave them alone. All right, so I was really happy that we survived the winter with both of our late summer nukes. But it's not looking the greatest for our first inspection. So they did survive. Again, fed them Hive Alive all winter. But over here, Phineas, the blue one, they are queen right. So she's still in there, still has a green dot on there. There's just small little patches of brood. I was expecting to see big frames of brood, and I know that they were building up slower than the other ones before, so we may be coming on that time. I don't know. So she's still there, she's still laying, and there's some brood in there, so that's okay, just not near as much as I thought. And there's still easily 4 frames that are untouched in there. Everything else they're really filling up with honey. It's capped honey, and they're bringing in a bunch of nectar and pollen. So that part's good. It's not a big colony, but they're still surviving. They're there. They did survive the winter. Ferb over here on the other side, no queen. Absolutely no brood beyond drone brood, so we probably have a laying worker, unless that was the queen that was there before, if she was just laying unfertilized eggs and that was laying drones, or laying drone brood as well, because it's just all across the board. They're packing it full of honey, nectar, and pollen, but there's 3 queen cells in there, 2 of them capped, 1 uncapped that they were working on, that they were covering up. So we're going to leave that alone and see how they do. We should have some queens that are emerging. I don't know what they made those queens out of. If there wasn't anything but laying workers, they may be trying to make a queen out of brood, or out of drone brood, which isn't gonna work. So while they're still strong, we'll check on that and see if we do have a good queen that comes of those 3 cells. I kind of want to leave them alone. They've got plenty of bees in there, so they'll keep trucking for a little bit. If I need to, we can rob a few, a frame of brood from the other hive. Hopefully she's going to start laying more and more and more. And then that'll give them something to try to make a queen with, or we can go try to buy a queen now. And there's swarms that are running around, so I don't know, we'll have to see. I had really high hopes that surviving the winter, that they would be just busting at the seams right now. There's plenty of activity, but that's not the case. So we'll see if we can't build them up. I don't know. So really appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.